Hello everyone, this is John for PokerVIP.com, and sadly this is the end of the series. This is the end of the Fish Party series over on Stan James Poker. Sign up, get involved and have some fun. I hope you followed the first three parts. We played some €1, some €5, some €10, and we're going to finish on a high here and play the higher stakes. Fish Party sit and goes, 3 people enter, winner gets all of the money unless it's a jackpot, and then it's split on like a payout tier. It's a progressive jackpot. You can win so much money. Look at everything there. You can even see the wins going along the bottom of the screen here. Just a great fun, and also if you're like a rakeback grinder or have a big deposit bonus or something like that, then there's loads of money to be made. But anyway, we are going to play a €10, a €20 and a €50 to finish off, and we're going to hopefully win a load of money. If you want to read the rules and read the payout structures and everything else, if you just click the link beneath the video in the description, there will go to a forum thread. And like I say, we're also going to work on getting some written content, some ranges, and some discussion about these types of sit and goes. The main thing that you can compare them to would be a PokerStars Spin and Go. Obviously, they are super popular, kind of taking over the world. And yeah, just awesome. Just give them a go, have some fun, and hopefully you can make some money. But now we wait for 2 people to join, and then we'll be off. We're off, guys, and we actually get a 3 times multiplier there, which is pretty awesome. So we bought in for 10, and winner will take all 30 home. 25 big blind starting stack, 10-20 blinds with a €2 ante. 10 jack suited here. We'll be playing this hand. He limps. I think we can actually just raise this up to 60 and just go from there. It would suck if he limp jammed, but I think quite often he's just going to limp call or limp fold. He bets here. I think I'm just going to start by raising this, and we could also just call because we do have that running draw. But I like to mix up between raising and calling. Maybe calling might be better there, just because we do have both the backdoor draws so securely set for us, and we are in position. But I think raising is also fine, and it worked there. And one thing it does tell us is this guy is just, probably not a great player, probably just, limping, raising, limp calling, lead folding a bit too often, and probably just doesn't play that great overall. But that is just an assessment of one hand, so we do have to basically turn that guess and assumption into a fact at some point. I decided to check back my 10 jack just because it is a terrible board, and even though we have a 10 high flush draw, we're going to fold here. We could be drawing stone cold dead, so yeah, it's just a fold. Half pot bet and a very quick call there, and a straight wins. I think that those 5s pre-flop should have just 3-bet jammed. Even though he won that pot, he is... Oh my god. What's this guy won? Oh, he's played a €50 one. I thought I might have meant that he had won a jackpot. So yeah, sorry, he should just jam pre there because he's just never going to be able to, win often enough post flop, and he's just going to get himself in a ton of horrible spots. He could also just picked up my bet pre flop. He could have flipped, whatever. It just all works out way better than just flat calling out of position with a small pair like that. Deuce 3 off. Hopefully this guy just folds. Sadly, he jams, but we're doing fine. We've got above starting stack. We're in no rush. Blinds will go up to 15-30 in about 30 seconds, but that's fine as well. We're definitely in a fine spot. So yeah, €10 buy-in. We span. We got the 3x multiplier, and we're hopefully going to win. And Ace King is just going to be a min raise on the button. Hopefully this guy jams. That's a shame that he just calls. We totally missed the flop, and against 2 opponents, I'm just going to check back. But once this guy jams, it's just going to be a fold. I don't think it'd be a horrible call to make, because he could have some draws. But yeah, I mean, we should just be folding there. 6-0 suit. I'm going to peel this min raise. Flops very well. And we do flop a 7 here, and we do have backdoor draws. So it depends on what he does here. It's probably going to be a check call. He actually checks, and we see a club. I'm going to check here, and if he jams, I'm going to call. I assume that he's just going to have like ace deuce with the ace of clubs, or ace 4 with the ace of clubs type hands. Even just have like king queen with a club. But I don't want to bet fold second pair once he's checked the flop. I mean, the main thing is just making the play, but it's also good, to know what you're going to do when facing, the worst possibility. So yeah, these games are proving super popular. And I really wonder what the, €20 and €50 playing fields will be like, because, on a site like PokerStars where $100 is the biggest one, I mean, it's pretty much all regs now, like literal sit and go grinders, pumping out a small ROI. On a site like this, I don't think it'll be like that. I think there will still be a lot of fish. I'm going to call here a king 6. Run into ace jack, which sucks, but we can hit a king. Or a queen, which we don't. King 6 is fine to call there. He had 8 big blinds, I believe, and it was blind versus blind, and yeah, with all the antes in there, I think it has to be a call with king high. On the button, 3-7 off, that's not good. We were essentially just looking for a hand to go ahead and jam with now. And we get a walk, which is good. Always nice to get walks in these games. A7 will be an all-in. I'm just going to jam. I don't really want to limp and allow him to check. I don't want to min-raise and be out of position post-flop with a hand like that. King Jack suited will be an all-in. He's thinking about it. Hopefully he calls. I'm going to assume I'm ahead once he's limped and starts the tank. King 4, I will go all in blind versus blind, but this guy's already shipped, so it's going to be a fold. Notice mine's going up to 20-40 now, so the action is going to be fast and fierce. Wow, that's a sick call at ace-king into ace-queen. Ace-king holds. And it's a winner takes all, guys, remember, so there's no like bubble play in the sense of, oh, I don't want to come third. It's just go for glory. So yeah, we're second in chips now. It doesn't really mean anything. We just need to basically get a double up and go from there. Sadly, it is punishing us with a few bad cards, but we will definitely get our good run. Do 6, I'm going to fold. Even though it's blind versus blind and the chances are he has a poor hand, do 6 off is obviously just so weak and such a poor hand that we don't want to jam with. Same with 3-7 off. You don't need to jam with utter junk. 6 big blinds, we can still turn it into win. We double up, we've got over 500, we double up again with chip leader, and then we win another all in, and it's game over. Fingers crossed we get a walk here, we don't, but again, we're not going to call off with 5 high. Don't just get stuck thinking, it's only 5 big blinds, you can still spin it up. There is still time. Deuce 3 is going to be a fold as well. This is so brutal. I mean, I'm literally getting like the worst hands in poker in a time where I need just something. Same here with the 4-9, and we're now down to 4.5 big blinds, so it really sucks, but yeah, I mean, we haven't been in a spot when we can do anything else but fold, which is crazy. King Deuce, we're going to call off. Let's go. Okay, this no ace on 9 or diamond. Wow, we held. I was going to say this is going to be a hard one to fade, but we did. Ace King, lovely. Now we get the rush. This guy's gone all in as well. This is a great spot for us. He has jacks. Wow, he actually wakes up with a hand that's better than ours, which is pretty sick. And sadly, we don't hit. So that's actually really unfortunate for us there. I think we played great. We just got into that spot there where, it just really wasn't for us. Oh, crap. I've just clicked play another. I was planning on just playing a 20 and a 50 after this, but we'll play another €10 one. I'm fine with that. It's actually quite clever that play another, because normally like when you exit a tournament, it just sort of says like exit game there. Instead, it just says play another. So I've actually misclicked that 3 or 4 times, just assuming it would exit me. But it's actually meant I've ended up playing another. But that's cool. We will happily play another. And wouldn't it be sick if now this was the jackpot one? Like, the current jackpot for the €10 is €57,482 and 46 cents. So fingers crossed this misclick turns into a big win. So span the wheel, but we only get the worm. We know what the worm means. We know what the goddamn worm means. It means it's a double, but we're going to try and win it nonetheless. That is real €20 cash money. This guy's gone all in first hand, which is interesting. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. But you kind of put them on like weaker aces, smaller pairs, king queen suited types. Hopefully we get a rush of cards in this one and just go ahead and clean it through. The great thing is with these games is like, if you got like a jackpot one, you can actually win the money in like under 5 minutes. There's just nothing else like that in the world. You know, where you can invest such a small amount and win so much. Okay, guys, I've got an all-in. We're heads up. Oh no, we're not heads up. This guy's got 46, which is interesting because normally you'd count this guy out, but in these, he's definitely not out of the game. All he has to do is win a couple of all-ins and he will be back. Like now, he might... Yes, okay, he's back to 94. Doesn't seem a lot, but... 2 more of those, back to starting stack, and off he goes. If he jams here, I'll have to call. Actually, maybe this is... Maybe I don't have to call. I don't have to call. Especially when this guy calls, it's a fold. 3-5 runs into King 7. Oh, God. It's so sick how, like, cool this game is. Like, you know... How we can just swing like that. And we can just completely swing from nothing to something so fast. King 8, I'm just going to go for a min raise and I'll call the small blinds all in. Felt that might be coming. I think King 8 is a must call. Raise with King Jack, hopefully we can chop or get the flush, which we don't. Or win, of course, you know, chop, flush, win, 8, whatever. Sadly, we don't know. I think he's showing a wide range in King 8 suited, and the price I'm getting, I think, is fine to call. He's made it really large here, so it's really tough to peel. It's really tough to peel. I think I have to, though. I mean, it's definitely a peel versus a 2 or a 3x. And I'm actually going to stop and go this, because I've got a good shot. Doesn't feel great when he calls, but, you know, I think this is definitely the best line to take. Wow, he actually had a worse hand than me pre-flop, and he made it so much to go, and it doesn't work out our way. But that will happen. I think we played that hand fine, even though it seems a bit spazzy when he does call. We just have to go with it. But anyway, we are going to... We're going to play our first €20 one, which has 104k jackpot, which is the sickest thing I've ever heard. So yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, it's just insane. 104,000. Absolutely insane. So yeah, fingers crossed we can get a big jackpot and turn €20 into a whole lot more. And we're definitely getting into the stage now of where we should expect players to be better, but I'm going to stick with my thought here and just think it doesn't, because we played the €1 and the 5, and I'd say there's plenty of fish in the 5, same with the 1. We've then just played a couple of 10s, and I don't think people have been played that well. I don't think anyone's sticking to like GTO or just like ranges or just correct lines, really. I think there's a lot of random sizing, a lot of random opens, really random hands being played, and yeah, just some really bad decisions being made overall. So once we get into the 20, I expect the theme to continue. You know, it's still not that much money in the sense of, you know, if someone's going to just load up, play poker for a bit of fun, they might put 20 quid on, they might put 50 quid on, they might put 100 quid on. So I think there's just the same chance that someone deposits to hop into a 20 than they would if they hop into a 10. But anyway, we spin and we get another worm. So it's just a double, but I mean, we're playing for €40 cash here, so we have to play well. 7th, I'm just going to min raise and try and get all the money in. And we could also just jam pre here. I don't want to limp though. I think it's definitely a raise or a jam. We get caught in 2 spots, which is probably the worst thing that can happen, but we've actually ran into a really good flop here. And we're going to get this in versus flush draws, straight draws, and worse pairs. So I'm actually just going to bet pretty big here and just hope they jam on me, and we go from there. And I'm going to bet pretty large. You know, I don't want to half pot it. I don't want to bet small. I want to get value and protect my hand. We've been called, which is pretty odd, and we get a really bad turn card there. Now a 4 beats us. Going to put us in a pretty tough spot. And he actually leads here. He actually leads. You know, now we have to think, is he bluffing or is he, you know, just literally just betting face up? I'm really not too sure. I think I'm just going to take the line that he's bluffing more often than he has it, and I'm going to call down. Damn, he has the 4. Okay, bad read. One of the reasons I wanted to call out river is because of his sizing, so he actually played that hand really well. You know, like, I have to consider this guy a good player. And the reason I have to consider him a good player is he led in a spot where I would often check. You know, when I have a hand which is probably going to be an overpair or something strong once I've raised pre-flop and bet pretty big on the flop, when that turn comes, he knows I'm going to slow down, which I would have, and he got value. And in the river, you know, he knows all the draws are missed. The board pairing is good for me, because if he did have a hand like a 2-pair, now I've counterfeited him with my 2-pair. And also just the fact that, like, you know, it makes him look a bit fishy, as if it's like a stopper bet, as if he's trying to slow down the action with his ace-6 off or something like that. So he played that hand fantastically well, and I don't think we made like an incorrect play. I just think he made a better play than we did. So mad props to him. Now we're going to have to get back in the game. Now we're going to have to work some magic. 10-5, we're going to fold. 10-5, we are going to fold. So yeah, this video hasn't gone that well for us. Leave some comments, leave some reviews. Maybe I've played really poorly. I'm really not too sure. You guys will have to tell me. You know, of course, if you have given these a try, leave a comment, let us know how you've got on. And also head over to the forum thread and maybe brag some big wins. Pop bet here, under fold. This guy's crushing. Yeah, I mean, if you have like a half-decent record at Spin and Goes or any sort of format like that, you are really going to make some money on this site. Weaker players, higher bonuses, high rake back, rake races, progressive jackpots. I mean, yeah, you are just going to kill the game. Jack 3, I think, is a call-off here if he jams blind versus blind. He actually checks, so I'm going to check as well. And just hope for a good flop. Guess I just have to fold, which doesn't feel good. He checks. I think I just jam bluff and hope he just folds his high cards. Sadly, it looks like he's trapped me. Well played. I can't hate on him. Maybe I'm spazzy for jamming there, but once he limps pre, I have to think he doesn't have that strong of a hand. And, you know, just also the fact of, like, you know, why did he check the flop and so on. So I think I actually got owned in those games. So not that soft, it seems. Anyway, we're going to play a €50 one. And in the €50, look at that, 253,234 euros and 70 cents. Oh, we're spin. We got a, what is this? Okay, no, it's spinning now. We got a worm. Unbelievable. But again, guys, this is €100 real money. So let's focus. Let's try and end this on a high. Let's get back all the losses from the previous games. Ace Jack, we raise. We get one fold. We get two folds. We win the first hand. Let's go. So yeah, maybe not my finest showing, but I don't think I've actually played that bad. King Jack suited. We are focusing, guys. €100 real cash up for grabs. You know, it's a lot of money. King Jack suited. What are you going to do, Magic Kid? You're going to fold. Okay, we win 2 hands in a row. This is looking good. Queen and a 6. We're going to fold. The streak ends. We had a 2-hand winning streak. I think that's the most we've won this video. It's pretty crazy when you just, you know, play a tournament, you pay €50. The least you're going to be playing for is 100. The most is $250,000. I mean, it's a real sick feature. I'm so glad they've launched these. I've got to say, I don't like the name Fish Party. It seems just very random. You know, call it the Fish Bowl or something like that. Fish Party just seems pretty odd. But I guess it would be a party if you won, and you would have played fish, so yeah. Whatever, I take it back. All in here, we're going to fold with the Queen 6 suited. Really not too sure about the, you know, the sort of like the levels of recreationals versus pros. Hopefully we will find out a bit more. This guy's raised both buttons now, so we have to be careful he's not just taking advantage. He gets a call. We folded Queen 9. It comes 6-7-7 rainbow. See a check from sit out. Good flop to see bet. Like this is somebody doesn't have a pair on a 6-7-7, but there are some straight draws he could have. Interesting bit of tanking. It's almost gone very serious, hasn't it? It's almost as if like the lights have come on, the music's gone down, and you know now everyone's like €50 entry, serious money. Sadly, we haven't won a big jackpot. I think the biggest multiplier we got in this video series was a 15 times, which was great. I'm not too sure if we won it though. Pretty interesting hand here. I'd bet the turn. Check, check, and we see... wow, it chops. Wow, it's a pretty sick call with the ace-deuce on the turn. It's a really sick call. Very impressive. It's hard to check call twice on a 6-7-7 king. And then it just goes check, check on the river, and they chop it up. Folded the 8-deuce. I feel we have run into like quite a bad run of cards. Throughout this series, you know, we have had a lot of like 9-3s, 8-deuces, 10-4s, especially when we've needed it. These two seem to just like playing proper poker. There's no like stupid bet sizes, they're all just value betting, calling. But yeah, if you're playing €50 fish parties, you are going to be really, really speeding through any bonus releases or rake backs or rake races. And you're also going to be making some money. You get a good ROI out of these things. Okay, we get the suited 7-deuce, not ideal. Blinds are up to 15-30 as well. Always know what the blinds are. Always look at effective stack sizes. And obviously fold 7 deuce when facing a raise. If you can live by like a couple rules of poker, always raise when you have aces. Always fold when you have 7 deuce. It's probably going to do some good. 8-9 suited we get jammed on, which sucks. If, you know, jamming pre with 8-9 would have been fine. Maybe better than min-raise folding. But I don't think a huge error. Just sort of ran into a hand. We will be going all in with this hand. Not too sure what this guy's limping with, but we are not going to check with 5s. We're certainly not just going to min-raise or 3x, because if he calls, we're just going to get a lot of bad flops. Ace-king, lovely to pick up. We're just going to go for the 3-bet jam. Hopefully we get a call. Ace-king's obviously such a monster in a three-handed game. We get a couple of folds. That sucks, but it is what it is. Ace-queen. We can raise or we can jam. I really don't think there's anything wrong with either. Well, we're just going to go for the min-raise this time. See if we can get someone to jam on us, basically, with a wider range and a worse hand. Because obviously if someone's going to call, you know, that is their only decision. But by raising, we give them the decision of, you know, making a mistake by jamming a worse hand. Get a walk with King 9. If he jammed, I would have called. If he min-raised, I would have jammed. And if he limped, I would have jammed. So getting a walk's good because we just guaranteed to win the pot, which is good. 8-3 we fold, obviously, versus that jam. And so does the big blind. Blinds will be going up soon again. Obviously 3 minutes per level. Currently 20-40. I think they go to 30-60 next, if I remember correctly. 99% sure that is the case. If you want to try out the fish parties, guys, get signed up and have some fun. A bet and a fold there. So now Magic Kid is the short stack. I will be calling his jam if he decides to do that blind versus blind. I'm pretty sure King X is always a call here. I'm pretty sure it is. Someone might tell me differently. Please do so. Deuce and a 3. These are the cards we want to stay away from. These low deuces and 3s. Let's give some ace deuces and ace 3s. This really has a more like serious feeling, doesn't it? Real, like, you know. I think we can just ship it here. I think we can just ship it with King 9 suited. Obviously, we're just playing 13 blinds effective with sit out, and obviously Magic Kid only has like what 8. Sadly, we run into Ace Queen, but King 9 suited does absolutely fine versus Ace Queen. But sadly, we don't hit. That's a shame. That is a shame. Nice, good getting walks with 8 high. Giving me way too many walks, which leads me to think that Magic Kid maybe is not a reg. Very obvious fold here. Hopefully Magic Kid raises and, you know, him and sit out, you know, have some action together. Because if we get heads up, then, you know, it's literally like 2 all-ins or 3 all-ins and we've won the whole thing. So definitely makes it easier for us if they bust each other. Obviously we'd prefer to bust them, but, you know, getting heads up is a good thing. 5.5 big blinds, king high on the button, 3-handed, antes in play. Always a ship. We're running to ace 10, so we're actually doing fine versus that hand. Sadly, we make a flush, and he's got a better flush, which happens. So that's the end of the series, guys. That was the 4-part Fish Party series over on Stan James. We played every single level. I would definitely say €1, €5, €10 play the same. The €20 one, I think we actually just ran into a very good reg, and same with the €50 one. But I think the value is still there. The €20 one was the hardest, but like I say, I think we just ran into a reg who got good cards and, you know, beat us up. But the rest of it was pretty fun. Rake back, deposit bonus, rake races, progressive jackpots, lots of money to be won. Super reliable site. So get signed up and good luck at the tables.